Okay, so in today's drawing, what we're going to do is we're looking at interiors. So we're going to try and draw an interior of a room in 1 point perspective. So the first thing you need to do is give yourself what's like a rectangle on your page that's going to give us like a working area. So pencil a line on that side. I'm just using the width of the ruler for this bit. Line on that side. Bring a line across horizontally at the top. And then at the bottom. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to put a horizon line into this space. It needs to run nice and parallel. So just double check that we've got even gaps. Do this nice and faint line there. And so that's to tell me where the horizon is. And next we're going to give ourselves a vanishing point. For this vanishing point, put it in the center there. Now, thinking about our room is three-dimensional. So what we need to do now is extend this space inwards a little bit. So taking our vanishing point here, just drawing some lines that run to the corners of that shape, that rectangle shape. Okay, the next thing we need to do is draw another rectangle, slightly smaller, that's coming inside this box and changes direction when it gets to the diagonal lines. And this will give you the distance of your room. Okay, take your rubber next, and we want to rub out and remove things that we don't need. So get rid of this horizon. We need to keep that vanishing point, but we need to get rid of the guidelines we've drawn inside this small box here. We're going to keep that vanishing point because we'll need it a little bit later on. Just going to make my lines a little bit darker so that you can see the shape and the size of the room. Okay, so now we've got a room. So we've got a wall, another wall, this is the back wall, this is the ceiling, and this is the floor. So now we can start to think about drawing our room interior. So the first thing I need to do is start looking around the room and looking for objects that I can start to place into this drawing. It's probably a good time to sharpen the pencil. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to draw in my sofa. So I'm going to give a vertical line for the back of the sofa. It's not coming all the way down to this corner here because the sofa sits off the floor a little bit. And just remembering back to our last lesson, I want to draw a two-dimensional view of the sofa. Now, because it's a sofa, some of these lines might be rounded a little bit later on. So that's the side view, really simple, of my sofa. The edges might be a little bit rounded off. We now need to extend it into the room. So using my vanishing point, draw from the front corner of this sofa, coming down into the room. Finish the sofa off. Just going to start to draw some of these lines onto the other end. Got kind of quite a solid sofa. I need to open up the middle of it because it's got some arms. Now these arms are further away, so they need to be thinner. So whatever we're doing over here, we're also doing over there. This bit, I'm going to come down vertically. And then across to the front. Bring that part across. And just going to put in the back of the sofa there. Okay, so now we can start to tidy this up. There's lots of lines to remove, and sometimes that will remove lines that you don't want to get rid of. Just making those feet a little bit more 3D. Add some feet on the other end. You won't see much of them because they'll be underneath, but you can use your vanishing point to line up the bottom of the feet, give you a mark where the other foot would be on the other side. Round some of these corners off, make it look a bit more like a sofa. Okay, so that's my sofa drawn into the room. I want to put a rug about here. I'm going to put some pictures on the wall over here. Use my vanishing point to position the rug. Bear in mind that sofa is quite difficult to do. It's got a lot of overlapping lines, so you might want to simplify your shapes a bit more. here's my rug. So we've used the vanishing point for the 2 lines on either side here. The other ones are just horizontal. So we might want to just write round corners off when it's made of fabric or textiles. Give it a softer look. Putting a picture on the wall over here. Do 2 lines to give it a bit of thickness to the picture frame, and then use the vanishing point to bring the lines across and give it some length. The picture frame will have a kind of a frame to it, so we'll actually have a border. So we need to pop that in, making sure that the border is a bit wider when it's closer towards us. Always making sure everything's coming back to that point there. So now we've got a picture frame, we can draw a nice picture into that. I do need to think about the light that comes down from the ceiling. So I need to find the center of the ceiling. So to find the center of this ceiling area, we can draw an X. So this X through that shape will actually tell me where the middle and where the center of that shape is. So right here is where our lamp or our light would come down from the ceiling. And then my light is it's kind of like a sphere. So just having a little practice of how I might draw that. You might want to pop that on with a compass, just to give me a guide of where that light is. And pencil that bit in for now. Okay, so you'll want to slowly work through this. It might take you a while. You don't have to draw all of the things in your room, all of the products or the pieces of furniture, but it's good to maybe pick 2 or 3, maybe 4 different items in the room that you can add into your drawing, and then you can add some color and shading to this. Okay, so good luck. I'll be looking forward to seeing what you've done.